So, this weekend we did a little mountain biking.
We did.
That was awesome.
It was so fun.
Surprised you with some LT3 stickers.
Merch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that was
I had
awesome.
to do it. Our logo is just the perfect shape for a sticker.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
if you guys saw those on Instagram, you can get a sticker if you become a patron.
Yeah. That was, and that's a Chad Blakey original design. But I had to have a friend actually make it because she's a graphic designer.
And she did a great
She
job.
did a great job.
You know, it's one of those things, like when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And I was like, well, maybe we should look at this a little bit more. And like, the more I look at it and the more that I put it into things, I'm like, oh, this fits really well.
Yeah.
Like, it goes well with everything. Like, if you think about it, all of the profile pics are all circles. So it's like, it fits in there good. It looked good on stickers. It would look good on like a cup.
I definitely like,
Yeah.
I definitely like the coffee shop kind of office laptop stuff that we went with for the website and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, for a logo,
Yeah.
it's totally a logo.
It's very good.
Yeah. I have something that has nothing to do with the show, except a little bit, I guess. I cleaned up my iPhone. I had 4 pages of apps
Yeah.
and stuff, and I went through and I combined some stuff. I had like 5 different games folders.
Oh my gosh.
And so I combined all those into one and deleted a bunch that I don't actually play. And like, cleaned up my home screen. And look at this.
Man.
I can't decide what to put down here, so I only have 3.
Yeah.
And it's weirding me out.
Well, those are probably the 3 that you use the most.
Probably.
Oh, what
I
I
had
would do-
email down there, but I combined and made an email folder.
You know what I would do?
What would you
I
do?
would go look and see underneath, I believe it's underneath battery usage,
Yeah.
see which applications you are actually inside the app the most. Because it's probably those right there that you're in, right? You probably are going to those at least.
Right.
But that way you can kind of see, well, yeah, I do go to that app quite a bit.
That's true.
And it would just be sitting right there for you. Hey, Chad.
Hey, Mike.
Do you know why Microsoft PowerPoint crossed the road?
I did Microsoft PowerPoint cross the road.
To get to the other slide. That's so bad.
Oh, it is so bad.
So bad.
But it's so good.
Hey, you know what? We did some mountain biking, right?
Yes.
And I went out on a little adventure by myself afterwards.
Yes.
And I ran across a person riding an e-bike.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah. So I want to talk about the brand of e-bike that he was riding and kind of what he told me about it.
This is kind of exciting. This is like first-hand experience.
Yeah. It was awesome to talk to somebody who's actually, hey, this is why I bought it, and this is what I think of it.
Right.
So I think we'll do that.
Yeah.
And then I also wanted to talk about my experience going to the iOS13 public beta. And what I thought of it and why I'm not on it anymore.
And I have a follow-up on portable air conditioners.
Sweet. All right, let's do it.
Let's talk about that. Welcome back to Lunchtime Tech Talk. I'm Chad.
And I'm Mike. So yeah, we went biking.
Yeah.
It was fun out at Two Rivers. We had one of our other friends out there, Josh Budzina. So if you're listening,
What's up, Josh?
Josh, thanks for going. It was
Dude,
fun.
I have to brag on my mountain bike for just a minute. I bought it last fall.
Yeah.
We've had some adventures. We did all of that mountain biking last summer on our lunch hours, which we haven't done this summer, which makes me a little sad.
Yep.
But went out to, like, quote-unquote, the old stomping ground. I haven't really been out there since my kids were born.
Yeah, you've been busy.
I've been busy. But, like, there were all these spots that I remember on my old bike being in better shape and not being able to ride them because crappy equipment.
Yeah.
Right?
Older style bike.
Older style bike, heavier. The rear derailleur was lacking.
It may or may not have been a rear derailleur anymore. We're not sure.
It did just shift randomly whenever it wanted to.
It was possessed.
It makes it hard to ride up a hill. But anyway, I never got off because, like, oh, I literally can't make it up this hill.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got off a couple times because I was tired.
Yeah.
Which is, that's just being out of shape.
Yeah, it's just part of it. First time back in a while.
But every hill that we got to that I used to have to walk at some point, I rode them all.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting.
That's awesome. It pays to have a good bike. I mean, yeah, you're paying for the good bike, but it pays to have a good bike.
I had more fun, though.
Yeah.
You have more fun on a good bike. Know what else you probably have more fun on?
On an e-bike?
Probably.
And this is why I think e-bikes would be awesome.
Yeah.
So, Chad and Josh went and rode this one loop with me, and then I, for some reason, had a bundle of energy and decided to go ride another loop.
That's not what happened. We all agreed to go ride 2 loops, and then 2/3 of us decided that one was enough.
I was trying to paint it in a little bit better
No,
picture.
paint it accurately.
Fine.
Call a spade, my man.
So I was almost done with my second lap. I was on, if you're familiar with Two Rivers, there's a section called Home Run. I was heading towards Home Run, which is basically this last mile or so of flowy trail. And
super fun. I forgot how much fun it is.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. And this guy passes me coming. There's a little bit of a downhill section. He passes me going uphill, and I hear this slight little, and I'm like, that's the dude. I saw him pull into the parking lot, and I was like, I was hoping I would run into him, and so I was like, hey, is that a e-bike? And he's like, what? And I was like, hold on,
Stop.
So
Stop, please.
I turn around, I ride back up to him, and I'm like, is that an e-bike? And he goes, yeah, it is. And he was riding a Fezzari, Fezzari.
I think it's Fezzari.
It comes with a bowl of pasta. But, no, this is apparently an online order-only bike. You know Canyon, right?
Uh-huh.
Canyon is that same way. They might sell in stores now, I'm not sure, but they kind of started online order. But Fezzari is this online order only brand, and they tout that, because you're ordering directly from them, you reduce a lot of the middleman costs, so they can sell their bikes at a cheaper price than what you could at a bike store.
Sure.
I don't know
it's the same thing Amazon says.
Yeah, I don't know if
no brick and mortar.
I can only believe them, right? I mean, I don't know if it's true or not. But their bikes are significantly less for their e-bikes. So this guy was riding a Fezzari Wire Peak. Now, I don't know exactly which one he was riding, but there's 3 different versions from this company. There's a Comp, Elite, and a Pro. So in those orders, it's from least expensive to most expensive. The Comp is going to start at $3,599. The Elite's $4,599, and the Pro is $5,599. So basically,
$36, $46, $56.
Yeah, $1,000 spread between them.
Okay.
Some of the differences between them is mainly the suspension. Like the Comp comes with RockShox Recon suspension, and the Elite comes with a version of RockShox that I hadn't heard of, but I guess it's a higher end line. And it also comes with a different motor. They all come with Shimano motors, but the Comp, which is the lower price, comes with an E7000, which looked like it had a different torque ratio.
Oh, okay.
And then the Pro comes with Fox suspension, and it comes also with the E8000 motor. So that E8000 motor, obviously, higher number means better, is better than the E7000.
Right, that's how Shimano works.
Right.
And they like everything to be in the thousands.
Yeah. But all of them say that they have a battery range on the Eco mode of 60 miles. So it's not too bad.
Yeah.
They have 3 modes: Eco, Trail, and Boost. Obviously, Eco is going to be the one that assists you the least, but gives you the most range. Trail is actually the style or the mode that this guy that I met liked to ride in. He said trail was the best to ride in because it gave you the even amount of assistance for single track riding. He said he only rides in boost if he's on the road, which is the highest assistance. I don't know if it's just like, since I haven't ridden one, I don't know, but I don't know if boost just gives, if it just was too much power and he didn't have enough grip, where trail, he said he got a lot of grip. So this one will assist you up to 20 miles an hour. No matter which one you get, that's the max that it will go with assistance.
Which I think that's kind of standard on a mountain bike.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm wondering if they're going to bump those up to 25 eventually, because, you know, the road bike ones, they get up to what, 28. So
why would you want to go 25 on the trail is my question.
That's the thing that you're thinking. You're thinking of just using it for trail. What if somebody wanted to use this on the road too?
Well, I don't know. Why would you... Well, okay, sure. Let's continue.
No. I'm curious. Here's the reason why I think 25 should be the mark, is because there's a lot of people out there that ride very, very fast.
Mm-hmm.
And they can handle 25 miles an hour. Why not make it 25? It's not like it's a gas pedal, right? It's an assist up to that speed.
Yes, but it also, since you haven't ridden one, and I have now. Sick burn. And again, when I rode the one time I've ever been on an e-bike, I was in turbo mode.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't in some lesser like the power output is pretty instant.
Yeah.
When you push a little bit on the pedal.
Yeah.
And okay. If you were going to buy one, like we've talked about before, like if you were going to buy one to kind of do it all,
mm-hmm.
commute on and trail ride on, like I could understand 25. But do you remember the one and only time that we averaged over 20 miles for an hour?
Yeah.
Like 20 is fast, dude.
I do, but here's where my argument is. If it can be done, why not?
Just because it can be done doesn't mean it should be done.
What is this, Jurassic Park? No, I'm just saying, like, why not give it that extra boost? If the rider doesn't feel comfortable riding that fast, they don't have to. Is there like some type of illegal thing?
Sometimes you have to look out for the public because the public won't look out for themselves, though.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm not saying that 25 shouldn't be.
Right.
I'm
saying it shouldn't
I'm presenting. There's two people on this podcast. I'm just presenting an alternate side.
I'll take it.
Okay.
25 it is. So.
So we agree.
Yes, we agree. So the battery, they say will charge in 3 to 5 hours, full charge. I'm not sure why there's such a big difference there.
Yeah.
But maybe it's different charge rates based off of where you're charging it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how they come up with the 3 to 5 hour time to charge that, but that doesn't seem too bad. If you get done with a ride, you can take the battery out because it locks in and it removes, so no one can come up and steal your battery without stealing your bike. But you can unlock it and you can remove it and you can bring it in a climate controlled environment and you can charge it, which is pretty nice because I leave my bikes outside in the garage, right? That's a terrible place for batteries.
Yes,
so
that's true.
Being able to bring it in, or if I were to come in, ride it into work, I could take it off and then bring it up to the desk and charge it. And then whenever I got back on my bike on the way home, I would already have a fully charged battery.
Right.
So
because, I mean, yeah, there's like 15 days a year that the temperatures are ideal.
Right.
Yeah, it's always either too hot or too cold. So,
exactly.
And either one is not great for batteries.
Exactly.
So
that's the battery info on it. One of the things that I thought was really cool about this, that the guy told me, is they offer it in 2 different wheel sizes. A 27.5 plus, which is what he had, which was nice because it was like a 2.8 inch wide tire.
I wonder if the 3 to 5 hours is for the different E700 versus E7000 versus E8000. Like, I wonder if the lesser model takes longer to charge.
I don't know. Those are just the motors, so I wouldn't think that would be associated with the battery. But I don't know how all that wiring's done. It could have something to do with the way the power, maybe the power goes through there to the battery. I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's wizards.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. So the wheel sizes, it comes in 27.5 plus or 29er, your choice. Now the 29er tires that they ship with it are 2.3 inches wide, but they say it can handle up to 2.6, which is a wide 29 tire.
Yeah.
But what is awesome about this is no matter which one you get, you can put on the other pair of wheels.
Oh.
So on the back of it, where the chainstay is that connects to the actual suspension, there's this little thing that you pull out, and he said you just flip it. And then you can put on the 29-inch wheels, and then you flip it the other way, and you can put on the 27. And the front fork, I guess, is just capable of both. Yeah.
Interesting.
So that is awesome. So you get to pick which one you want. They recommend the 27.5 plus, just because they said grip and comfortability. Yeah. So I guess because it's got more air in the tire, because it's a wider tire, it's a plus size tire, it's going to be a softer ride. They do all internal cable routing, and they like to tout that their cable routing is silent. I don't have a bike that has internal cable routing, but I guess some bikes have been known to have loose, rattly cables, and then you can hear them. I don't know. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yes.
But the Fezzari is online only. They have a really cool 30-day trial. So basically, it's called Love It or Return It. And they pay for shipping to return it. So you can go try this on your own trail. They know that they're an online store, that you just can't, decide on a bike and then that would be the final sale. That's just not how bikes are. Unfortunately, at most bike stores, I think that's kind of how it is. Like, if you buy one and you ride it, can you return it?
So I asked at one of our local bike shops before I bought my last bike. I said something along the lines of, so what if I get out on the trail and I just hate the way this feels or whatever? And he said, it depends on, do you hate the way it feels because you crashed and now it's scratched and I can't sell it? Or, he said it basically depended on, like, how sellable is it on whether or not I'll take it back.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah.
So if you go out and you do one ride and you happen to not kick up any rocks and it's not scratched and blah, 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 then, like, yeah, we can work something out. But, like, outside of that, no.
Yeah. And from what I gather, they're okay with whatever.
Right.
I mean, it's 30 days. You either love it or you don't.
Because they know you're going to love it.
And that's kind of what they're banking on, you know? Because most of the time you buy a bike, right? You're not going to... You're going to do your research. Right. You're going to spend that much money. Right. You're probably going to love it. Right. And that's what they're kind of banking on.
I almost always have, on any big purchase, I almost always have buyer's remorse until I actually get to use the thing. Right. And so I'm going to spend my money and I'm going to regret it. And then it's going to show up and I'm going to regret it. And then we're going to go ride for the first time and I'm going to be like, sick.
This is why I bought this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It does have a lifetime warranty. There's, of course, like any lifetime warranty, there's different reasons that they will or will not cover certain things. Right. But they do offer a crash protection in that warranty, and it's up to the discretion of them on how much they would give you, like, on a trade-in. So, but this guy that I talked to, man, I wish I could remember his name. I want to say Joe, but that just sounds so generic. But we'll call him Joe.
Could have been Joe.
I asked him about it, and I asked him why he went with this particular brand, and he said just the amount of bike you got for the money. If he went to a local bike shop and bought, say, a name brand one, quote unquote, he was looking at about $2,000 more. Right. No matter which level he went to.
My non-e-bike, which I got it for sale because it was like a previous year's model, but mine was pushing close to $3,500.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what it costs to get.
Yeah.
A nice bike that's going to last you.
Right.
So their prices seem very, very competitive. But he was telling me, he was pretty funny. He goes, look, man, he goes, I'm old, I'm fat, and I just can't do this.
I just can't. I love it, but I can't do it anymore.
He says he's owned several bikes throughout the years, and he just got tired of going out and only being able to do 6 miles.
Right.
And he's like a normal, what I call a weekend warrior. Like,
right.
This guy isn't somebody who is training to be the best of the best XC rider.
Right.
And so he doesn't want to put all that effort in, but he wants to go out and enjoy the trails and have fun with friends. And, you know, whether that's an excuse to gain a few extra pounds and whatever, who cares? If you enjoy it.
So I would have loved to have done the second loop with you Saturday.
Right.
I was beat.
Yeah.
I also had somewhere to be. But on next weekend, when I don't have anywhere to be, that second loop is going to hurt.
It's going to hurt like crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
especially if I keep crashing.
So, you'll stop
I have
eventually.
A problem keeping the rubber down. I don't know.
Those were just break-in crashes. Yeah. They weren't even high. They weren't high speed. So.
They weren't high. Well, that second one was.
That
close
one.
To high speed.
That was pretty good.
My hip hurts a little. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, let me tell you.
I landed on a rock. That would have hurt at any speed.
Let me tell you, you're more prepared for a crash than I am. I'm probably gonna cry like a baby when I crash. So they say if you're not crashing, you're not trying. So you're trying. I'm not.
I heard. And I didn't hear this until after I had my first real crash. But, like, you're not a cyclist until you crash.
Yeah.
So you're not a cyclist.
I know. I'm not.
I'd rather not be. They hurt.
They hurt.
They hurt bad.
But he was saying that he would, because Saturday was very hot. He's like, if I came out here and rode, he goes, I might get 6 miles in. He goes, today I know I can get 15 in.
See, that's so cool.
It is super awesome because I rode 16 something and I was pretty tired afterwards. And that was putting everything into it.
And so it took us, I'm not sure exactly what time we rode out of the parking lot, but we had said 8 o'clock and I know we didn't leave at 8 o'clock.
No.
And Josh flatted and I crashed and we had to stop because I was tired. But like, we pulled back into the parking lot at 9:50. So an hour and a half, probably. You didn't do an hour and a half for your solo loop, right?
No, it was.
You probably did like 50 minutes or something.
50 minutes, something like that. Yeah.
So for us to go out and ride, I mean, I want to do 2 loops. It's going to be like 3.5 hours, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I had an e-bike assisting me to 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
On.
You could do 3 loops.
Well, it's not even the 20 that I need. Like, it's just the uphill stuff.
Yeah, and I think...
Because I'm going to ride my own pace on the flats, and I'm going to ride my own pace on the downhills. But, yeah, if you could take
those hills out of it.
If you could take a minute off of each little climb, which is probably about what it would be. Because I was in my lowest gear on all the climbs. Not all the climbs, most of the climbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could just...
It would make a big difference.
It would make a big difference.
He was telling me, and if anybody is listening to this that's local, we have a state park called Busick, and Busick is basically...
Steep.
Very steep. It's like mountain biking, hiking, equestrian.
It started as horse trails.
Yeah, so it's like whenever they cut these things, they weren't designed for bikes. They were mainly designed to just go up a hill and be done.
There's no flow.
There's no switchbacks, but it's fun because it's a challenge.
Super. Yeah.
And there are climbs out there that literally I have never been able to do, no matter how fit I am. I can see the top, but I just can't get there. But he was telling me, he goes, majority of the climbs I've never been able to do on a regular bike. He goes, I'd go out there and I would suffer the first 10 minutes just to get to the top, and then I would have like 2 minutes of fun going down the hill, and then I would be like, oh gosh, do I have to climb this again?
30 minutes of climbing to get 2 minutes of,
Right. And so he said him and his friend, who also has an e-bike, they would go out there and they would ride up every single hill, no problem, still get a killer workout and have fun blasting down the hills and be able to do it multiple times.
Here's something else I wonder. So something that I have problems with when we're climbing is if I happen to be on a downstroke right as I'm going over root or rock or something, and you get that spin out.
Yep.
Like, I wonder on an e-bike if the power output is more level.
Yeah.
If you get, because even power is better.
Yes. And
Even if in total it's lower. Like, if you can keep it even and consistent, then you don't spin out and you don't lose all your momentum and all that stuff. Like, I wonder if they help with that at all.
Now, he did mention kind of something like that. He didn't say that specifically, but he did say to me, he goes, whenever I'm climbing, what's really nice on the e-bike is I can have a nice, easy cadence. And then he said the assist is enough power, but not too much power that I'm not spinning out.
Nice.
So I imagine that's kind of what...
So if you're able to sit and not stress and freak out and keep your even cadence, you don't fall over because you've got that extra power keeping your speed going.
You got that little... to go up over the little rock.
Yeah.
So, he said he absolutely loved it. He does not regret going with this brand. He is very, very happy with it. He's had it for several months, and he's like, it's one of the bike purchases that I've made that I don't have any regrets at all. So
Nice.
It's pretty cool.
Nice.
I like it. But yeah, Fezzari is the brand. You can check them out on their website. They also have Instagram and stuff like that too. It's Fezzari.
Fezzari.
That was the Wire Peak.
Wire Peak.
Yeah. So you had something update on portable ACs?
Sad day, Mike.
Oh.
Sad day. So, I did a crazy tech on these portable air conditioners that neither one of us had ever heard of, and hey, it's awesome because you don't need a window and all that.
Yeah.
Right? You need a window.
Oh.
So they all have this hose? Think of like dryer tubing off of your washer and dryer.
Okay.
So they've got like this dryer accordion flexi tube that runs off the back that needs to go outside.
Yeah.
Because it's like an exhaust. So to cool things down, they produce a lot of heat. And they want to push the heat outside.
Gotcha.
And so I told you upstairs all I have is the crank out windows.
Yes.
So I have no way to vent one of these things.
I've got a solution
outside.
for you.
Tell me your solution.
Giant drill bit, hole through the side of your house.
People have done that.
Are you serious?
Yep.
I guess, could you do that? It'd be like a dryer vent?
And that's what they did. They just covered it on the outside with a dryer vent cover. And it's the same thing.
So my idea's not too bad.
It's not
the best.
It's not terrible. It's not an idea.
It's something.
Yeah.
Good job, Mike.
No, so like I said, I have that one window that's normal on the very front of my house above the garage. And in theory, because you only have to open the window up maybe 8 inches or something.
Not far.
Not far.
Yeah.
And then there's like this plate that you stick the hose onto that like fills in that gap, right?
Does it make the front of your house look like a mad scientist lives there?
No.
Trying to suck in all the bugs?
No, and it's like we said, it's not as bad as having a whole window unit sitting there, but we're gonna have to figure out a different solution for upstairs cooling.
Dang, thought you were onto something.
I did too. I really did.
Yeah.
But,
well, what can you do?
What are you gonna do?
Drill a couple holes on the side of your house.
The other thing I thought about is like, I thought about like putting it in. So when you go up my stairs, immediately to the right is the bathroom, and then the living room and the bedroom are to the left, right? I thought about like putting it in the doorway to the bathroom, and like letting the heat blow in the bathroom and turning on the exhaust fan. I don't know.
I don't know. Will that kill you? I don't know how that works. Does it produce weird stuff?
No, it's just heat.
Oh.
It's just trying to port the heat outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
That's the reason window units sit in your window.
Oh, is it?
Heat goes out, cool goes in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I know.
I didn't know either.
I did not know that.
Nope. Yep. So anyway, that was the sad.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe there's other options out there that we just don't know about.
I just haven't found them yet.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of sad. We want to know something else that's kind of sad?
That's kind of sad.
My experience with the iOS 13 public beta.
Yeah, you texted me yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And said, like, hey, I'm on iOS13 beta. And I was like, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And by yesterday evening, you were off.
Yeah. It's a sad day.
Less than 24 hours. A literal sad day.
So I never do the betas because it is my primary device that I'd be doing it on, and I just don't want to take the chance. It's never been worth it. But iOS 13 was kind of enticing to me. There were several things that I really wanted to try out, and I just decided, you know what the heck, on a whim, I'm going to do it.
Let's do it.
So I signed up for it, downloaded the iOS 13 Public Beta 6. This is the 6th one. Not the first one, the 6th Public Beta, which means that they've already done 2 or 3 developer betas before they get to public beta.
Okay.
So, why did I upgrade? Well, there's a few things. Photos looked neat. The maps looked neat. I wanted dark mode. And this sounds really kind of stupid, but the volume little indicator that pops up on your screen.
Oh, yeah. That was something you mentioned.
Yeah. And that was the first thing I tried. I went to YouTube and watched a video and turned the volume up without it being in landscape, because landscape, YouTube's volume indicator, takes over.
Yep.
And turned it up, and it was wonderful. It was just this little bar.
You didn't get this big square right in the middle of your screen?
It was this little bar over on the left-hand side of the screen that wasn't in the way of anything, and it disappeared quickly. So I loved that. I did love the photos. I did love the maps. Dark mode looks really, really good, especially in messages. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
And there were some other features inside messages that I liked, like the me emojis that had the stickers.
Memojis.
Yeah, memojis. I always call them me emojis because they look like me.
And they are your emojis.
So they got little stickers,
yeah,
which is cool. And then you...
Oh, yeah, you were supposed to be able to, like, put those anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, whereas with Bitmoji, like, it goes where the text goes.
Yes.
Like, the memojis you can just, boop,
yeah,
stick. I want it here.
And I liked them. I thought they looked pretty good.
Yeah.
So, but I had one major issue.
What was it?
And apparently this issue only has been happening with iPhone XS Max phones, which is what I've got. And it won't charge. You can't really use a phone if it doesn't charge.
I mean, you can for a little while.
Yes. Well, okay, so I started noticing that my battery's going down quite a bit because #beta. I mean,
right.
The battery optimization isn't the best at this point in time. It will be when the public one gets out for a full-fledged for everybody, but betas are always known to have bad batteries. But apparently whenever you go to plug it in and you charge it, the battery does not drop, but it does not charge. And so as soon as you unplug it, it starts to drop the battery. You plug it back in, the battery stops. So my phone was at 26%, plugged it in, did not charge for a couple hours. I tried several things. Wireless charging, charging with one cable, charging with another cable, charging with a block, charging with a different block. I mean, I tried all kinds of stuff. It wouldn't charge, but it wouldn't drop percentage. So I was stuck at 26% until I took it off, and then I got to 23, and I started thinking, you know what? I need to keep this on the charger, because what happens when this thing fully dies and I haven't reverted back to iOS 12.4?
Right.
So I was like, I don't know what will happen. I think it would be fine because I'd plug it into the computer and I could put it in what they call DFU mode, but I don't know.
Dead freaking universe?
No, it's actually like it's a mode that you can put your phone in to basically reset it whenever it's plugged into a computer. And so...
Can I tell you something?
You can tell me. Tell away.
Tell away. I know that you can use, like, software updates or whatever to, like, make charging faster or slower or whatever, but, like, I would have never fathomed that software could shut it off. Because in my mind, charging is a physical thing.
Yeah.
Like, you take electricity and you put it in a hole and it charges. There's no other option.
Right.
But there is. Like,
yes.
It can, I guess it charged enough to keep you from losing battery.
Yes.
So I guess it did just slow it down to the point where it was basically non-existent.
It's either that or the battery is not being used whenever it's plugged in. There's enough power coming through the cable.
It's running straight through.
So yeah, whenever you go to charge something, it doesn't directly dump into the battery. It actually goes through a circuit board, and that circuit board is actually communicating with the software, because whenever you have a lithium-ion battery, you know that it's not actually fully depleting, and it's not actually completely filled. You only really get like between 20 and 30% to the bottom and 20 and 30% to the top. You get this little cushion of area to get what we call 100% battery.
Right.
Because I think we talked about this. If you completely deplete a lithium-ion battery, it doesn't have anything to start itself back up.
Right.
It needs that juice.
Right.
And then if you overcharge it, that's not good either.
Right.
So they're using the software to kind of control it. And it doesn't surprise me in iOS 13 that there is some charging battery issues, because they're coming out with what they call optimized battery optimization.
Mm-hmm.
And what that is basically whenever you get your battery charged close to the top, its peak is where it needs to slow down, because if it overcharges it, it's not good. Right. So you don't want your phone sitting there on the charger for 6 hours while you're sleeping and be at 100% and constantly dropping and constantly filling back up. Like going between like 98 and 100% over and over and over, because that's not supposedly good on your battery.
Mm-hmm.
With battery optimization, what it does is it learns your patterns, and it says, okay, Chad sleeps until this time.
It's 9:30 and I'm plugged in, so
I'm going to charge up to 70%, but I'm not going to charge up to 100% until 4 in the morning, because I know he's going to be getting up generally around that time. Here's the downfall of that. Better on your battery, right?
Right.
But if you have to wake up at 3 in the morning, your phone's at 70%, not 100, right, even though it's been on the charger for several hours.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some downfalls to it, but that's why I'm not surprised that they messed with the battery stuff, that it messed up. But I say not surprised. I was actually kind of like shocked. I was like, whoa, it's not charging at all. Like, this is really a bad bug. Apparently it's been out for, like I said, a long time.
Yeah.
People have been complaining about this since like the beginning of May, whenever they were on the betas.
Interesting.
So, but it's only affecting the iPhone XS Max. But if you're going to upgrade to this beta, make sure you do a backup before you do it. Follow
Fair.
Apple's rules before you do it. Fair. My backup was as of that evening, so I didn't really have anything in between the time that I actually updated. So I lost maybe a few things from the day that I was actually using it, but it wasn't anything important.
And that sort of stuff. Yeah,
it wasn't important.
So when you texted me and said that you switched over to it, these were the thoughts, that kind of instantly ran through my head.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because Mike's Mike, and of course he's on the beta. So I assumed that you always went to betas.
Oh, no.
Because they're available.
Scary.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think they're scary too. Second thing, I was like, shoot, we have a tech podcast. Maybe I should go and install the beta.
Yeah.
And then third thing, I don't know how to do that. I don't know where to find it. I don't know how to install it. I don't know any of these things.
Let me tell you.
I do what Apple tells me when they send me a notification that says, hey, this is available.
This is available. Let me tell you how easy it is.
Okay.
You literally Google Apple Public Beta, iOS 13. Takes you to the website.
Is it an Apple website?
Yes.
Okay.
You read like a small little bit of instructions. If you follow those instructions, there's links at the end of each one of these instructions, and you just click them, and then it installs a certificate on your phone, which allows Apple to say, look at those certificates and say, okay, this person's on the beta. And so it gives you access to the beta upgrades, and then all your upgrades are inside your standard updates area.
Cool.
So, like, whenever I installed that certificate, which took like 30 seconds, under my general update said iOS 13 beta 6.
Nice.
And then whenever I downgraded, it said iOS 12.4.
So if you're on iOS 13 beta 6, when beta 7 comes out, do you get like that auto upgrade notification?
Yes.
Okay.
If you have auto updates turned on, that update will automatically apply. If not, you'll just see it inside your updates.
And you can choose whether or not to go to it. So,
Yeah.
So at that point, it just becomes your normal operating system.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty slick how they do it.
Cool.
It's just, I can't charge my phone, so
Right.
not
That's
on
important.
it. Not on it anymore.
So every night I switch back to 12 to charge my phone, and when I get up in the morning, I switch to 13.
Oh God, no, I would not go through it again. It was more work than what I wanted to put into it, just because I've become a lazy tech person, and I don't want to have to hassle with my devices. So downgrading did take several hours to get everything back in place.
But, well...
Just because everything updated from the cloud.
Sure. But for tech enthusiasts who, like you, were just interested in seeing some of these things that don't want to wait until the fall, even though we're getting really close to the fall, I consider fall to start September 1st.
Yeah.
And that's less than a month away. Anyway, if they had a Saturday and they wanted to install it and play around for a bit and then hop back, they could.
They could. I mean, there's a lot of people that like try to heed these warnings for people. Like, don't install the beta unless you absolutely have to. But the reality is, it's your device. You can kind of do what you want to do with it.
Yeah.
I felt like I took a chance, and I did, and it cost me a couple hours. But I got to experience some of the iOS 13 stuff, which was really cool. If I had a secondary device that I just kind of had, I would try it.
Yeah.
I'd do it again.
Nice.
So, yeah. I'm excited for iOS 13, but not so excited about beta 6. So, yeah, that's all I got. Do you want to do some crazy tech?
Yeah, let's do some crazy tech. Crazy tech, spending cheese, we doing crazy tech on BLADs, we doing crazy tech up in NYC. It's just that run bike Mike and Mansu Mac talking so crazy.
That was really good. How long did you work on that?
I'm telling you, these really don't take me very long.
They just come to you.
They just come to me.
Oh, man.
Well, I told you, we were riding.
Yeah.
We were going up a hill, and I was dying. And I shouted back at you, Mike, I just thought of my crazy tech song for the week.
That's right. You did say that. That's hilarious. Oh, my gosh. That was good. Skills.
I'm kind of always thinking about music,
Mm-hmm.
which is why when you say words, I immediately start singing a song or something.
It's true. You do that a lot.
And so the hardest part was just figuring out how to get Run Bike Mike MSU Mac to flow.
Yeah.
Because at the end he says it's that Jigga Man, Pimp C, and BUMB.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a shout out to the people in his crew. So I needed to shout out to the people in our crew.
There you go. I liked it.
Yeah. Good
job. What's your crazy tech?
Thanks, buddy. So, this is kind of silly, but it's crazy. For all those people out there that love Instagram and all that stuff, you love taking selfies, whatnot.
I do.
There's a selfie toaster now, so you can take a selfie and mail it off to Vermont Novelty Toaster Corp. And they will put your selfie in some sort of little metal plate.
Yeah.
And then when you put the metal plate along with your bread down in your toaster, it will toast your face onto some bread. So the next time you have people over for small plates, you can serve them bread with your face on it.
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Yeah. So this makes me think of, like, you know how every so often there's like, I found Jesus in my Cheerios, or I found Jesus on a loaf of bread. Like,
found Jesus on a piece of toast. Oh, dude, it's because you put him there.
Right.
You added Jesus to your toast. We know that you don't have some magical
toaster.
toaster.
Your selfie toast plate. I know that it exists.
Well, that's actually interesting. I was wondering when you started talking about it, I was like, is this going to be a toaster? You have to buy this whole toaster, and then how do you resell this toaster if you're tired of it? It's just a plate that you can reuse.
When I started reading about it, I thought that it was going to be like a toaster with a digital screen built into the side of it
Oh.
that like would have like constantly rotating pictures.
Oh, I also thought that it was a toaster that took a selfie of you
While you're waiting for the toast. Oh, that would be a bad angle. It would always be an up angle.
Right. Yeah.
You know, that's no good.
Not good at all.
Anyway.
How much is this?
You know, an amount. I don't know. It doesn't say.
It doesn't matter at this point. If you are wanting to get a selfie toast, then you're willing
Price
to
is
pay
no
for
object.
it. That's right. $70, $100, $20, $2, doesn't matter. Selfie toast is well worth it.
Well worth it. Let's see here. I'm Googling. Selfie Toast actually has a Jesus toaster. You can just buy that one.
Oh, nice. You
So
don't have to take a picture of
You don't have to take a picture of it, yeah. $75.
Whoa, okay. Enough said. That is crazy tech.
Except I think you get the toaster too.
Oh.
So you can't just put this plate in any toaster.
Well, that's
$75 for a toaster though. That's not bad.
with your face on it.
Yeah.
Every time you make toast.
But surely once you have the toaster, you could just buy extra plates.
She might know, I'm not sure. Sorry.
Yes, I'm serious, and stop calling me Shirley.
That is a crazy tech, Chad.
Yeah.
I've got to give that one to you. That's I would like to know if somebody ever bought one of those. If one of our listeners bought Selfie Toaster, let us know.
Yeah.
So my crazy tech is kind of a throwback to, and it's just mainly an update to a tech that you had talked about. You had talked about in the past the Wyze cams.
Yeah.
And they have come out with a pretty major update about 3 weeks ago, I would say. And I've been kind of playing around with it and testing it. And this is a free update to anybody who has one of their cameras. And it is person detection. So,
Like specific person detection.
just person detection.
Oh.
So, like in their normal thing, they follow movement, and
Oh,
it
right.
detects it. And
Which
whenever
is-
you look back at it, it shows you a little square around what's moving, so you don't have to like follow it.
Yeah. Remember right after I installed mine, I sent you a video of a ghost?
Yeah, I do remember. That's what you need this for, because if that showed up under the person detection, then you know.
Then I'd know it was...
Yeah. This is not ghost detection, but we're not really sure. It might be ghost detection. But no, whenever you go into the software, into their application, you can turn on person detection. And what's really nice about it is whenever you go into their app, they have an events section that basically you can see all the stuff that was recorded and all of like the activities. So you can go through there and you can look at all of them, but instead of having to scroll through them to see if people were actually detected, there's a button that says person, and it toggles back and forth between person and just everything.
That's nice, because where my kids' cameras are, there's a window right there, and like on a cloudy day when the lighting changes in the room, I get notifications for that
Right.
twice.
Yes.
Because there's two cameras in the same room.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So now you could see if it was a person,
nice.
which you hope that if it's a person, it's not
Because my
somebody you
kids are
don't
in
know. So yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool update for a camera that's $20 plus $5 shipping to have actual human person detection. That's pretty wild.
That is pretty cool.
So that was my crazy tech. Well, that's all I've got for the day. How about you?
Yeah, that's all I've got for the day.
All right. So why don't you tell them where they can find us?
Why don't I?
You should.
You can find us on the web at LunchTimeTechTalk.com, and there you can browse show notes, and you can read about us, and you can find past episodes like this one and others. This is number 25.
It is 25.
We're a quarter of a way to 100.
That's so crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Which means we're at like half a year.
Wow.
Whoa.
Dude.
That's pretty cool, right?
That is wild. That's pretty neat.
That's pretty neat. You can also find us on social media at Lunchtime Tech Talk on Instagram and Facebook. You can find us at Lunchtime Tech T1 on Twitter. You can find me at MSU Mac. That's MSU MACC. You can also find us on Patreon.
Yes.
We have stickers.
Ooh, we do.
So yeah, we've got 2 levels right now for patrons. If you sign up at either level, we will send you a sticker. And they look pretty legit, so you can hop on our Instagram. You can see what they look like.
Yes.
Mike, where you at?
I am at Twitter at run_bike_Mike. I am on Instagram, YouTube, and Zwift at RunBikeMike. All right. Well, that'll do it for us. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.